Welcome to AI Evening News. Tonight, Fable 5 returns after export controls. Meta's selling spare compute. NVIDIA's diffusion model runs faster. 5-cent voice agents. Cloudflare charging AI crawlers. Notion's live HTML. And Eng's 3 loops. Headliner, Anthropic redeploys Claude Fable 5 with a new safety filter. Next, the second half of today's topics. Anthropic just redeployed Claude Fable 5, and the reason it was gone is the real story. On June 12th, the U.S. government suspended it under export controls after Amazon researchers reported a jailbreak. Those controls lifted on June 30th, and on July 1st, Fable 5 came back on the Claude platform, Claude.ai, Claude Code, and Cowork. It ships with a new safety classifier that blocks that jailbreak over 99% of the time. For now, it overflags some harmless coding requests, and those get routed to Opus 4.8 instead. Through July 7th, Pro, Max, and Team plans include Fable 5 inside 50% of their weekly limits. After that, it moves to usage-based credits. Meta is building a cloud business. Bloomberg reports it's called Meta Compute, and the plan is to sell its spare AI compute and access to its models to outside customers. Meta is guiding up to $145 billion of AI infrastructure spending this year, so this is one way to earn some of that back. It would work on 2 tracks, renting raw compute, like CoreWeave, and hosting models, like AWS, including its closed-weight model, MuseSpark. Zuckerberg has said before that cloud is a way to recoup the build-out. Plans are still early and could change, but the market liked it. Meta stock jumped about 9% on the news. NVIDIA open-sourced a diffusion language model called Nemotron 2 Tower. Most language models write 1 token at a time. A diffusion model refines a whole block at once, so it can be faster. The clever part is the 2 towers. A frozen tower keeps the original model's knowledge, and a second trainable tower does the denoising. The result keeps 98.7% of the original's benchmark quality while generating 2.42 times faster. It's about 60 billion parameters, with 3 billion active at a time, and 1 checkpoint runs 3 modes: full diffusion, a hybrid, or plain left to right. The weights are open and commercial use is allowed. xAI, the Grok company, not SpaceX, launched a no-code voice agent builder. Normally, a voice agent needs 3 pieces stitched together: speech to text, a language model, then text to speech. This collapses all of that into one speech-to-speech interface with under a second of latency. You get 80+ built-in voices, 25+ languages, and voice cloning from about a minute of audio. It can pull from a knowledge base, call tools, hand off to a human, and stay inside guardrails. And the price is the headline: 5 cents a minute for the agent, with telephony, a cent a minute on top. Cloudflare is changing how the web deals with AI crawlers. It's turning pay-per-crawl into pay-per-use. Publishers get paid on the outcome, when their content actually shows up in an AI answer or gets bought for an agent's task. And from September 15th, its default settings will block mixed-use crawlers, bots that blend search, training, and agents from ad-supported pages. Search indexing still works. Training and agent use get blocked unless the site owner opts back in. This kicks in for new customers, new sites, and free plans. Cloudflare also notes that more than half of good bot traffic just refetches pages that never changed. Notion 3.6 added an HTML block, and it's more than it sounds. You, or a Notion agent, can build live, interactive HTML right inside a page. So a plain doc or database can become a working calculator, a quiz, an org chart, a dashboard, or a quick prototype without leaving Notion. You describe what you want, the agent builds it, and your team can edit it together like any other block. And for the developers asking, Notion already supports MCP, and 3.6 expands it with more connections. It turns your notes into things people can actually click. Andrew Ng laid out what he calls loop engineering. The term went viral after Boris Cherny, who built Claude Code, talked about it. Ng's idea? Building software with AI is really 3 nested loops running at different speeds. The fastest is the agentic coding loop. Minutes. You give a spec, the agent writes, tests, and fixes until it works. Around it is the developer feedback loop. You review the product and steer the agent. And around that, the external feedback loop. Alpha testers and real users over days or weeks. The point isn't to hand it all to the AI. Humans stay in the loops to supply the taste and context the model doesn't have. Researchers found that Claude Code had been quietly adding a hidden marker to its system prompt, not what you type, but the instructions around it, to spot resold, abused accounts. Anthropic engineer Tariq confirmed it. He called it an experiment from March, meant to stop unauthorized resellers and protect against people distilling the model. He said the team has landed stronger mitigation since, had been meaning to take it down for a while, has merged the rollback, and expects it fully removed in the next release. If today's signal was useful, subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's briefing.